Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make this cute summer Santa Christmas card. So go into design space, follow the link in the comments and click on it, and then you can customize it. So you can change the size, or you can add words to it, you can add other fun elements such as a beach ball, umbrella, whatever you want to do. And I suggest you save it as a new project before you press make it. So rename, save, and then press the make it button. Here on the screen you can sort the elements so you get an optimum space usage with your paper. For me this is a bit of a fidget toy, and I can sit very long times and rearrange the elements because I really enjoy doing that. So you can go through all of the pages. There is quite a few colors involved in this one, but as you can see it's not large amounts, so by spacing them you can do other projects with the same paper again. I have a whole drawer full of scrap bits of paper which I tend to use, so that's why I'm doing all the small corners, so I can use those offcuts. That one's a bit of an intricate cut. There's Santa's body and head, the waves, and then the Aussie flag blue part and the umbrella, so sunglasses. I mean 12 pages in total. So go back to your first price. I use the medium cardstock setting for the paper that I'm using, and there you go. Now use a new cleanish mat. Mine has been used a few times but it's never been washed, so it's still nice and sticky, and brayer it really well to your mat. I brayer mine horizontal and vertical to make sure it's properly stuck, especially for those intricate cuts. Then load into your machine and cut it. Now I've only shown one page here, so you can pause the video here until all your bits are ready to assemble. Now grab the bits needed for Santa, and for me it's quite a priority to get pants on this guy. So I am a very messy crafter. I also have quite shaky hands, so you will see throughout this video I use a few techniques to try and help my aging hands to keep up with the job. So I add glue onto a paper, and then I use a toothpick to spread it at the back. Sometimes I even use a small toothbrush or paintbrush, whatever I need depending on the surface I want to get covered. Now the red layer on top of the white layer, I am using a quick dry glue from a rapid dry craft glue it's called. So I don't have to wait ages. Then behind the pants I'm putting foam squares because I want them to stand up a little bit from Santa's legs, just because it looks funny. So struggling to get those bits off, finally got there. And now I'll put pants on him, and then we'll all feel better and not have a naked Santa on our craft tables anymore. As gorgeous as he is, I prefer him with pants on. There we go. Next I'm going to put him onto the black backing. That gives a bit of stability and an outline, which always looks nice. So again, using my toothpick, putting glue on those toes, focusing around the edges so I get a nice strong. There we go, spacing it out. Shaky, there we go. Now I can see that there's a bit of glue where that armpits and belly is, as well as just a bit of paper fluff. So I'm using my weeding tool to just weed that out so the black outline becomes clear. You can also take a black pen and highlight that a little bit, do a bit of a shading around his belly to give him shape, whatever you feel like. gluing the head on. There's a few finicky bits coming. That's going to be a challenge for me, but let's see. I'm sure I can do it. Got his head on. I think next I'll do the mustache. He doesn't like a mustache on Santa. Now I'll do the beard first. Let me just get the head on. So, beard, I'm going to put a piece of foam square in the middle, I think, and then glue on the two sides so I can sort of bend it so it gives a nice 3D effect. I'm going to do that, making sure it's the right way around and it actually fits. There we go, that's the right way. That will do. So, foam square in the middle. Sorry, I went off camera. I'll bring it back. There we go. Foams, glue on the edges. Hold it there. And then I'm going to use that very handy weeding tool again to press down where I've put the glue. There we go. He's got his beard on. Starting to look more and more like Santa. Now this is going to be fun for me to do. Right. I want to put the mustache on. So I'm going to try and use the tools to shape it in. Yep, there it goes. Oh! And guess what? I just put my hand into the glue. Oh well. I'll continue as if that didn't happen. Yep, stuck to me. That was expected. Just pick that up. There we go. Getting somewhere. Yeah, if I put a bit of glue down there in the center, I can put that mustache beautifully in there. My hands is going to block your view for a second. I think I've cleaning my tool because I've got glue on it. There we go. Santa's mustache is in. That was a battle, right? Sure, you guys would get that done in a few seconds. For me, that took a few minutes. Now those eyebrows. Now, I wouldn't recommend making this project any smaller. Of course you can enlarge it to make it bigger, but this is the minimum size I would recommend going for Santa. Those small paper pieces will be harder to do the smaller you go. I've lost an eyebrow. Where did it go? Ah, there it is. It's looking very good. Few bits still coming. More glue. There you can see the glue I'm using. A bit of a glue jumper at the moment. Depends what I find and where I am. I don't really have a favorite. I know some people highly recommend the Bearly Art glitter glue. I haven't got to try them yet, so I can't comment. I jump between whatever I find when I need it, and because I do science classes with kids, I sometimes just have glue that I've used for their projects, depending what they were gluing. So that silver pieces are the holographic paper, the silver from Kmart. I've used them for the lenses. because we do not get the Cricut brand here, so good old Anko is what we have, and it is definitely my favorite at the moment to use of what we have available in Australia, especially in bulk blacks. I always run out of black and white though. There we go. Glasses is on. He needs his hat on. I was in two minds whether Santa needed a hat, but he just doesn't look like Santa without it. So when I designed him, I decided he needs to get a hat still. What's Santa without a hat? And that to the top. White trim at the bottom. And then the pom-pom. I was thinking of putting a real pom-pom on the end, but I ran out of white ones. I don't have any teeny tiny white pom-poms. But that would look really cute if you can do that. And give it just another bit of extra dimension. I'll definitely be making a few more for friends and family, so I'll stock up on more pom-poms. There's Santa. And move him to the side, and next I'm gonna do the towel. Now I decided to go with the Australian flag towel because why wouldn't I? I've tried to make it as easy as possible with cutouts instead of teeny tiny pieces to piece, because you know Santa had so many already. I couldn't imagine doing that again. So I'm gluing the white on top of the red, but for the blue I'm putting a few foam squares just to get a bit of dimension in there. Just like the way it looks with the foam squares behind that layer. Of course you can do foam squares behind all layers, or you can just glue them on, whatever you feel like doing. Crafting doesn't have any right or wrong, it's creative freedom, so go for it. Oh, I'm struggling getting these paper backings off. Taking forever. If you get bored, just fast forward past my struggles. Yep, need one more in the corner. Those little bits is going to stand up, so I'm just going to put a drop of glue around the edges, just making sure they don't lift up where I don't want them to lift up. It's a gorgeous flag, isn't it? Come together so nicely. And Santa can sit on it, and you can spice him any way you want. I think like that, so a few stars stick out, and you know you can sort of see it's the Aussie flag behind him. What a beautiful flag we have. Love the colours. Now for the sand, I've used Kmart cardstock again. Those stencil cutout came out beautifully. I braided it quite well, medium cardstock, and I did a double cut on that one because before ejecting I just press cut again, because it makes the weeding so much easier. Yeah, I swear by a brayer, it makes such a difference. If you struggle with this cut, have a look at your mat. If your mat is sticky enough, try a new stickier mat. And your other option, if your mat is quite new and sticky, make sure you're using good quality cardstock. As I said, I'm using the textured Anko one for this one. And then check your blade as well. Usually between blade, mat and cardstock is where the issue is. If it's really, really humid where you are, you can put your heat press a few seconds on your cardstock before cutting. That makes a huge difference as well, I found. Being in Perth, humidity isn't generally an issue, but we've been having a few muggy days here as well. Not nearly as muggy as the Queenslanders get, but muggy enough. There we go. Now we're at the fun part, the waves. So they go from big to small. I'm going to glue the first one on, and then I'm going to use the foam squeeze behind the others to give it a bit of dimension so Santa can dip his toes in the water. Now, one of my kids said it would look really, really nice if I make the water bigger and let Santa float on top of a floaty. That would definitely be a nice little option. Another one said, why don't I have a sand man with an elf hat next to him? And I would love to do that, but I couldn't think of a way to make a three-dimensional sand structure that will still fit my theme. So I was thinking maybe pom-poms, if I can color pom-poms in the sand color, but yeah, that became a bit complicated, so I decided to just show this. And then I started thinking, what about a paper umbrella? I know I've got paper umbrella templates on Design Space on my profile that I've made summer fruit umbrellas with for a cocktail party. If we can put one of them sideways next to Santa, and then there's a beach ball and flip-flops and other things that can go next to him as well. So I thought it would be a nice little creative challenge for you guys to take this and create something different and show it, and who knows, there may even be a prize for the most creative project that we see. I would love to see people just play and have fun with craft. It's not supposed to be serious. It's supposed to be fun and how we relax. So have some fun with this one and show me what you make. There we go. Last bit coming on. That's a bit of pearlized cardstock I had left that I've used for the front. You can see it's got a nice shine to it. I have no idea where I got that, sorry. It's a scrap piece I collected from somewhere, but it's pretty. So there we go. It's a nice little base, isn't it? Looks like sand. And there's Santa coming on, dipping his toes in the water. I'm gonna glue the towel on first, and then I'll pop sand on top of that, just so it doesn't stick out from the side, because I'm gonna pop this one in an envelope for someone as a little, instead of a Christmas card. There's some cute little stands at Red Dot. Monte Carlos makes them. That's like a tripod stand that I think I'll buy a few of, with little canvases on, and I'll just reuse the canvases for something else and then pop this as a gift to some people. Such an easy little gift to make, and they can display that in their house for Christmas. Neighbours will appreciate that as well. I've got the most beautiful neighbours. Here we go. Merry Christmas. He looks as if he needs a bit more sun, doesn't he? Hopefully it doesn't burn too red. See you later.